Let's move now to repercussions from a case that hit headlines all over the world. And that, of course, is the murder of Anni Dewani on a honeymoon here in South Africa. Her father says today that he's disappointed the man responsible for her murder has been released. Today, Zola Tongo came out on parole. Sentenced to 18 years after pleading guilty to the murder of Anni Dewani, Tongo confessed to being paid 15,000 rand, he said, by Anni Dewani's husband, Shrien, to carry out the hit. The newlywed was shot dead in 2010 while on honeymoon in South Africa. As you know, Shrien Dewani was never found guilty of that crime. eNCA's Monique Mortlock has been following developments and she joins us now. So, Monique, parole given to the hitman or the man who carried out and involved in the murder. What is Anni Dewani's family saying?
Yes, that parole will run from today, 21 June 2022, until the 6th of June 2028, when that sentence, when his 18-year sentence is supposed to come to an end. The Dewani family has tried on 2 separate occasions to appeal to the parole board not to grant parole. The first time was in 2020. That appeal was successful and Tongo was not granted parole. This time around, when they were here in March, hoping for the same outcome, they were unsuccessful and they were naturally quite devastated when they heard the news that the parole board is granting Tongo that parole. Let's just take a listen to Anni's uncle, Ashok Hindocha, explaining how they are doing.
This is not what we expected. But again, this shows that the South African system is not working. A crime like this, a hilarious crime like this, murder, can't be that cheap in terms of money and time.
All right, so Zola Tongo is now out on parole 12 years after that crime that hit headlines across the world. Tell us a little bit more about what he's likely to face now.
Now, for the next year, for the next 12 months, he will be considered a high-risk parolee. He falls in the high-risk category. That means that he'll have to abide by stringent parole conditions, such as being on house detention for a period of time. He will have community correctional officials checking up on him on a regular basis. He will also have other conditions like being prohibited from taking alcohol or drugs, not committing any crimes, and there are various other challenges that he'll be facing. But according to sources, they inform me that he has already found employment thanks to his brother in his brother's company. He's also given his mother's address. We tried tracking down the house today. It's believed that he'll be living in Mfuleni, but we were unsuccessful in finding that house. Tongo will be facing numerous challenges, and we spoke to one of South Africa's leading criminologists, Dr. Lisa Grobler, about this because she has actually spoken to Tongo before while he was behind bars, as she interviews many offenders in various prisons across South Africa. And we just asked her what type of challenges will someone like him be facing once he gets reintegrated back into society. This is what she had to say.
Once offenders are released, they face numerous challenges, starting with the fact that they have a criminal record. So, I mean, if you look at South Africa today, our economy is bad. So they just on, you know, even we have graduates that they can't find employment. So somebody with a criminal record is going to be right at the bottom of the ladder. So that's their first obstacle. They have a criminal record. They go and try and find employment, and they can't find employment. So that's the first thing. And offenders that tend to keep coming back will tell you just how soul-destroying it is to not be able to support anybody, a family, your children, yourself, because you can't find employment. So it's your record, it's your employment, it's support. Support is a major factor. That's why the parole board will also make sure that you have a positive address, as they call it. So in other words, somebody must sign for you, be it a family member, a girlfriend, whatever. They must sign for you, and the address gets checked out by community corrections.
All right, so Zola Tongo, who carried out that hit on Anni Dewani is out on parole today. Anni Dewani, as I mentioned earlier, her husband, while they were on honeymoon, Zola Tongo had said all along that Anni paid him to carry out the hit. But of course, as we know, he was extradited back to South Africa, stood trial and was acquitted on those charges. So one wonders how Anni Dewani is feeling today. Thank you very much for that update on one of the most important stories we've had in our court history in recent years. Monique Mortlock, thank you so much. Coming to us live from Cape Town. Still to come.